boy Can Say Something. I'm back for to it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and you always watch the full video.
Man, what's up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Rod Wave firing up his girlfriend's G-Wagon after his house was broken into. May 20th, 2025, Rod Wave was taken into custody and booked into the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. A long list of charges would range from aggravated assault, possession of a firearm, pointing or aiming a gun at another person, and tampering with evidence.
Bro.
A total of 13 charges, with damn near half being felonies, has left fans wondering what the hell happened.
Bro, like, yeah, because you gotta be an idiot for that. You're in a great position. Mind you, the position that you're in don't take away from the stress that you might go through, but sometimes you gotta walk away. You gotta walk away. Think before you react. Every action don't deserve a reaction. Sometimes people are doing certain things, saying certain things because they want a reaction. Don't give it to them. It's showing things that you got to think about before you react to people, to things that are going on. That's just crazy.
Spade TV News would post to Instagram Rod Wave's affidavit, and according to the arrest affidavit, on May 13th, officers executed a search warrant at Rod Wave's 6-bed, 7.5 bath, 14,000 square foot, 3-acre mansion that last sold in 2000.
Nigga, if I can afford to live here comfortably, you're not tricking me off. You're not tricking me out of this. No. I'm not letting nobody trick me out of this. What? No. Or you want drama? Or you want conflict? Or you want to argue? Or you want to cheat? I'm putting my house and my lifestyle before anybody, bro. What?
2024 for $9 million. Specifically, detectives wanted the home security footage. They believe the video recordings contain evidence of a previous burglary turned shooting that took place at the residence. Recovering the recording device they sought, detectives found footage from April 21st. Reviewing the footage, the master bedroom window was broken, indicating someone broke into Rod Wave's house, but video from the 2 days before wasn't there. Rod Wave sent his realtor to check on the home, and she could be seen on surveillance video walking around the garage courtyard before leaving and returning with another realtor. They take pictures of the residence and open the garage door where a Mercedes G-Wagon parked. They were not seen taking anything from the home and eventually left. Rod Wave's girlfriend, Minnie Barbie, whose real name is Manariah Andrews, can be seen pulling up in a BMW. Shortly after, Rod Wave and an unknown associate would pull up in an SUV. Rod and his associate could be seen carrying bags and what appeared to be a box from the residence while his girlfriend followed. While the surveillance footage had no audio, it appeared to detectives that Rod Wave was arguing with his girlfriend. She could be seen yelling at Rod, who in return pulled out a Glock 20 10mm pistol from under his left arm, opening fire at his girlfriend's G-Wagon that he bought her for Christmas. The same G-Wagon posted on her Instagram. Detectives would count Rod shot 14 times until the weapon was empty.
Bro, they can one that's I can't even say it, like no vehicle damage. He probably owned it. It's probably still in his name, so probably not. But they can probably use it as attempted, aggravated situation. Like, bro, like what the hell are you doing? This is why everybody don't need a pistol, bro. This is why everybody don't need one. Because what was the point of that? You shot at the car because she said whatever she said? Nigga, that was dumb. What if you did that and one of them things would have ricocheted and bounced back? That's dumb, bro. That is very dumb. You're tricking yourself out of this position.
11 bullets would strike the G-Wagon, 1 round struck Rod's Rolls Royce, and 1 round struck a wall, while the 14th bullet was never recovered. While Rod was shooting, his associate was unfazed, as if he knew it was going to happen. He just continued to place things from the house inside of the SUV. Rod's girlfriend, on the other hand, ducked down and ran inside of the house in fear. She'd then run from the house to a nearby neighbor, call her mother, telling her Rod Wave shot her car up, and telling her mom to call 911. Rod could then be seen on camera running through the front of the yard, as detectives believed he was now panicking, knowing his girlfriend went to the neighbors to call the police.
Yeah,
Rod's associate would also seem to panic, as they both jumped into the SUV.
See, you thought you was tough. You thought you had a tough girl, or you thought you was street and you had a street girl. No, if y'all was both street in this situation, she would have still ran. But when she left, she would have called for her mom to come get her. She would have still said what she said, but she wouldn't. She would have added the police into it. This is a normal girl, bro. You played yourself, dog. Very, very, very dumb. That is, nigga. That's again why everybody don't need a pistol. Why everybody don't deserve money, because that's a waste of money, bro. G-Wagon is not no. This is not no 1999 Honda. This car is like a nice ticket. I think like at least well over 100K. Like, come on, bro. I'll buy you another one, babe.
But their exit was blocked by Mini Barbie's BMW. With Rod Wave driving, he'd reverse into the BMW in an attempt to push it out of the way, leaving his tires spinning. Pulling back up to the garage, Rod's associate would shut the garage door to prevent the shot-up G-Wagon from being seen. Rod would get out of the SUV while on the phone, and his associate would begin collecting shell casings. Rod would attempt to drive around the BMW, but ended up striking a staircase and blowing out his front tire, disabling the SUV. Getting out, Rod would grab shell casings near the windshield wipers, throwing them onto the stairs before calling someone else on his phone. Rod would lock the SUV, lock up the house, and leave through the back of the residence. Detectives would locate a damaged backyard fence, leading them to believe 300-pound Rod Wave broke the fence while escaping through the back.
Dumb, bro. That is dumb.
They had video evidence clearly showing Rod and his associate working together to alter the scene of a shooting, and later discovered Rod contacted his bodyguard to pick them up from the scene to avoid apprehension, while taking evidence from the scene to make it appear Rod was never there and no crime happened other than a burglary. Due to this information, probable cause was found to arrest Rod Wave on charges of aggravated assault.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Firearm at another
aggravated.
Person, 2 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, 2 counts of reckless conduct, 2 counts of criminal damage to property, 2 counts of obstruction of law enforcement, 2 counts of tampering with evidence, and conspiracy to commit a felony. Now, I don't think this should come.
The car must the car must be in her name, bro. Because if it's your car, it shouldn't be damaged when it's your car. But I guess it still is by you shooting it up, because I've heard you can't even set your own car on fire. Like if you did that, you would still get a charge. So I guess
it's a surprise that one of the top artists making emotional music reacted emotionally to someone breaking into his mansion. But to shoot the shit out of his girlfriend's G-Wagon is a little bit over the top. But
dumb.
We don't know if
Very
she was
dumb.
bitching his ear off on the phone and he just snapped.
It don't matter, bro. Like that was a very dumb situation.
Most likely owns the car, and he didn't cause her actually any harm aside from what? Stress? The paperwork never stated he aimed a gun at her or threatened her with it, even though that's what he's been charged with. But Rod has Drew Findling behind him. You know, Dirk's lawyer, Young Boy's lawyer. Meaning this shit is about to go away with a quickness, but Rod's girlfriend will play an important role. On the night the burglary took place, police responded to the mansion after receiving reports of a domestic dispute.
Now, mind you, that might be a good thing that, hey, if he can, beat the case. But sometimes you do. A nigga need to learn his lesson. That you're in a great, great, well-off position that people will unalive the next person to get into, and this is what you do off emotion. You need to go learn a lesson. You need to go sit down somewhere and learn some type of lesson, bro. Because obviously you don't you don't realize what you got. Because to do all that, that's a waste of money, waste of time, waste of energy, a waste of a lot of things. That was just dumb, bro. That was just so dumb.
with witnesses hearing yelling and screaming. Minnie Barbie was outside crying as she was the one that discovered the home had been broken into, with the safe in the basement being dragged across the floor before being emptied. The investigation revealed bullet casings, bullet holes, 2 shot up luxury vehicles, a handgun, a broken window by the pool, and a hammer in a nearby bush. The scene resembled a fucking shootout, leaving detectives wondering what actually took place, which led to the search warrant for the surveillance video. Now, Drew Finley would comment, only saying there is no truth to the charges. Rod Wave was a victim to a burglary and committed no crimes. How he was even charged as a result of this situation is incomprehensible, and this will absolutely be resolved in favor of Rod Wave. Obviously, Drew isn't going to comment on the alleged surveillance video that's been recovered, but eventually that argument will come.
Yeah, like
Now, I find it highly...
if they got a video of y'all arguing, like y'all in a somewhat heated discussion, and then you go to the car, they see it, they see the sparks, they see you trying to get out, they see you grabbing evidence, you're done. You're done. I don't care how great that lawyer is, bro. It's video. It's one thing when you got hearsay. It's another thing when you got a video of this person doing these dumb things. I gotta keep putting emphasis on dumb because I don't see how you can make that dumb decision, bro. That's slow. That is a very slow decision. Like, what? I'm finna shoot up your car because I'm mad at you. A car that I bought. Hell no, bro. I work too hard for my money.
disrespectful, being a big guy myself, that detectives assume Rod Wave broke the backyard fence by jumping over it. And if they had that on video, I ain't gonna lie, that shit would have went viral, seeing Rod Wave jump a fence. But anyways, to hear that this happened and the detectives are alleging they have the video of him pulling out the gun, shooting up the car, and then covering up everything that took place, I'll say this. If a crime was committed, it isn't as serious as what he's been charged with. And if you've ever been locked up, you might have heard of the spaghetti effect. When you throw a plate of spaghetti at the wall, it slaps, it starts to come down, and eventually the majority of the shit hits the floor while a couple of things are still standing. And that's what I think is going to happen with these charges. He's been hit with a bunch of charges that are serious.
Oh.
But I think that his lawyer is going to pick them apart strategically in a manner in which, maybe he gets probation, maybe he gets time served, community service, whatever. I don't know the statutes in Georgia, but firing a gun...
I ain't saying like he needs to go do 10, 15 years or even a year, but you need to go do some type of, I don't know, a month, 2 weeks, 3 months, something. Some type of time to where it's like, damn, bro, like, yeah, I can't never make this mistake again. Because that's just too much. That's too much right there, bro. That's
charging a firearm in public is a misdemeanor in Florida. The South has lenient laws. The 4th of July, people just shoot guns off and shit. Maybe his lawyer will go that route. At the end of the day, he fired into something that he bought. He bought the G-Wagon. And if you're a YouTuber and you're shooting guns on your property at shit you own, it's not that big of a deal, you know what I mean? But that's gonna be something for his lawyer to figure
Yeah, that's
out. I
true.
don't think he caused harm or threatened.
Yeah, but this is in the middle of a heated moment. You did this to intimidate her, to put fear into her. That was like that's what you did. That was the purpose of that. It wasn't, oh, I'm gonna shoot this car up, just to have fun. No, this wasn't a fun, goofy moment. You did this to incite fear.
His girlfriend. I think that if your home gets broken into, your safe gets ran through and emptied, we don't know how much money he lost. You're gonna be pissed, right? And maybe he lost shit worth more than that fucking G-Wagon, and he was like, you know what? Fuck your car, because I just lost all this shit. And he did what he did, allegedly. We don't know. We're just the bystanders.
Yeah,
That are
but
gonna
that's
sit
still
back and
dumb.
see what the fuck happens with this case. And the fact that he has one of the best lawyers, and again, this isn't some federal shit, and Rod Wave is not a felon. He can legally have the gun that he had. It's another important piece of information. As far as trying to cover up his tracks and, taking the shell casings and this and that, look, we're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out. He's already out on bond. I highly doubt he's stressing the shit. I mean, bro, if you got a $9 million mansion and you can afford to shoot into a G-Wagon and a Rolls Royce, I'm pretty sure he's not stressing this. But hey, let me...
See, and that's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. That's why people with money especially continue to do dumb things, because the thing, like, for us, we'd be stressing that, like, damn, bro, like, why the hell did I just do that? I had a very heated, dumb moment. I shot my girl car up. Now I gotta replace it. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. We'd be stressed the hell out, and for sure wouldn't do that again. Him, it's nothing.